Alright, well, hello, anyone that may be watching. We got Lord Farquaad in chat, and hopefully Alexis will show up soon, because I know she's into it. Maybe Lethal Lemur, we'll see. But welcome, everyone, to Session 5 of Secrets of Alderland. And, yeah, it's been 2 weeks since we played last time. And last time we had a lot of stuff happen, so I guess I'll just recap everything real quick and bring us up to speed for people who might have missed last week. We had a long session last week too, so I think a lot of people went to bed. So we had started last week with the group outside of Snowfeld a little ways, making their way into town after having finished all that stuff up with the monastery and that little ambush or trap or whatever it was that was planned for them. And they made it to the town, to Snowfeld. There was like some sort of exercise going on with maybe like 100 men or so that were there exercising for, doing like war exercise, it looked like, drills. The group continued on to Theravel's place. There they met, nothing was really different except there was the girl, Jen, I believe was her name. So you guys met her. She was the alchemist's daughter and was there for, to be guarded sort of, so that she didn't get abducted, because you had heard that she also knew how to use magic a little bit. So you guys sort of hung out there for the evening and until the next day, when you guys stayed there, and Theravel basically helped you guys identify those stones that you guys had found, which you found out were some sort of teleportation stone, but it required a sort of key phrase or a password almost to be able to get to the specific spot that this stone is linked to, and you guys didn't know what that was. You meanwhile sort of squeezed, I think you guys squeezed a little more information out of Grizzles, your kobold prisoner, and sort of, I think basically it came down to deciding whether or not you guys wanted to go to fight or try to figure out what's going on with Grizzle's dad or master or whatever, the Drake, or whether or not you wanted to go to this other place that Theravel told you guys about, that he had found out might be linked to all this. He basically had discovered through researching like night and day that there's like this other temple to the earth god, the elemental god of earth, that this old abandoned temple that's for some reason it has something written above the door there that deals with the same order of Dalrim that you guys had found out about. And so you decided to go with that. You went to the temple. So it was like a 2-day journey, I think. You guys traveled there. At the evening of the second day, you stopped in town overnight, at a little town overnight on the way. And did I miss anything with Theravel, by the way? I think I got all the basics, but there was a good bit of discussion there and stuff. The little girl wanted to go with, and
some stuff happened with me that I will
there was a
not reveal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess I'll recap that real quick. But yeah, so yeah, while they were at Theravel's tower, then he came to Elowin and pulled her aside and basically told her, hey, there's another thing at this temple that I'm going to tell you about. And I believe he had said, like, you can tell your companions if you trust them and if you want to, but you don't have to. But essentially there is this relic or this sort of stone there that I want you to look out for, because it could help me out a lot. He didn't even really go into the specifics beyond the fact that this was like a powerful magical like relic. So then
I can't even remember exactly what it looks like. I think it was like glowy.
It was a swirling like stone of color, like it had colors swirling inside of it. Yeah. So he so you guys moved out the next day, started getting on the road, or it might have been that same day actually. I don't remember the timing. It doesn't really matter. You guys were on the road. You started going, you did a little shopping before you left, and camp.
And
Or
I
not.
actually have camping supplies.
Yeah,
now.
that's right. You do have the supplies that you need. You guys stopped in a little
I totally
town.
didn't take those into account when making my character sheet or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot them.
Yeah. So you guys stayed in a little place overnight. Ulf like went and stayed at the blacksmith's place in the forge area for some reason. He didn't feel like paying the tavern, and he didn't help with the performance, so he didn't get the free.
Also, I made fireworks.
Yeah, you made fireworks, and that contributed to the spectacle. And so you guys all slept fine though, and you hit the road the next day. On the way you passed what seemed to be like some sort of like orc little village or something. You're not really sure. You guys didn't really stop to find out. Kass like flew down into it for a second, and then they were like, we don't really want to mess with you. So the group moved on. And that evening, they arrived in this valley where this temple is. They were told the way to get here, and they made it to the temple. Inside the temple, they found out that ahead of them was a large group of enemies, presumably. There was a bunch of goblins, a couple Avriels, 4 of them, 2 cloaked figures, a lot of kobolds, and 2 what appear to be like small dragonoid creatures, but by small I mean like a lot larger than your average human, just not as big as like any normal dragon. About the size like a pony, I believe I'd said. And so the group finds out about this because Anna uses invisibility and sort of sneaks around them. So after regrouping, the group follows this group of enemies that goes ahead and finds out that they split off into 2 directions. And you guys chose to go like the left. It didn't really matter. Well, I mean, it does matter. Everything matters. But you had no reason to suspect that one thing would be one, group or whatever. You just knew that, I believe that Anna had told you guys that it seemed like there was the group of kobolds and one of the cloaked figures and those other dragon things, and then there was the other group, which was the goblins and the Avriels and the other cloaked figure, and those were the 2 groups. You didn't know which one had gone which way. But you went down one of those ways and snuck up to the point where you heard this group of goblins. As it turned out, it was the group of goblins and Avriels and the hobgoblins. You heard them ahead, and you decided, well, hey, why don't we go ahead and try to ambush them? And so Ulf goes up and peeks his head around the corner to see what's going on. Unfortunately, he sees what's going on, but he's also spotted pretty much immediately by an Avriel around the corner. And the group is plunged into combat. It was a pretty tough combat. There was like some losses on both sides in that you guys were knocked down a couple of times. No deaths. The other side was almost completely wiped out. However, as the combat sort of started to wind down, then the cloaked figure, who you guys, as you were getting closer and stuff, you figured out that it's a female, and it seems to be like a human. She she's like casting spells at you guys. You guys bind her with like, what was it, like thorns or something, or I don't know, there was some spell
probably.
Yeah, like you bound her in place so that she couldn't
that
move.
was still going on too.
Yeah. So you like bound her in place with these like imaginary thorns. I don't even remember what it's like. And so she, in desperation,
They would be magical thorns, thank you.
Yeah, she pulls out her a stone similar to the ones that you guys have, and is holding it up into the air like she's about to use it. But before she goes, she's like, I'm gonna take one of you out before I go, and shoots one last magic missile, a set of magic missiles at Elowin, but of course those get blocked by the shield.
Ping.
Yep. And then the group, seeing that this chick is about to teleport, the group all decides to basically jump on her, grabbing her or grabbing people who are touching her in the party, except for Nox. and the one remaining goblin also grabbed onto her, and then comes around to her turn, and poof, she says the words "Long live Dalaran," which is the key phrase, and poof, the group is teleported. And
Don't act like I had a choice.
you were stood on. That's right. But and then Nox is left there. The whole group just disappeared in front of her face. She has one of these stones, knows the phrase, and had to debate real quick whether or not to use it. After like a split second, is like, well, guess I gotta go, and uses hers as well. And that is where we left off. So we are going to go ahead and get right back into it. We're gonna somewhat uncharacteristically, we're gonna be starting the session with a map drop, as you might have expected. And I wanted to ask you guys though. So my idea or my plan was to drop you guys, but then have initiative like re-roll. It was the way I was thinking, like to redo initiative from the start again.
Okay.
Because it's sort of like a break in the combat for even just a split second while you guys are being teleported. You guys are all going to be jostled around and stuff to see who is up and ready to fight.
It was about a 2-week long teleport. So.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just making sure you guys don't have a problem with that. I don't think it will make a huge difference, but I don't think it was.
You're all going.
I mean, it's the difference between life and death for at least one of us.
It's possible.
We'll see.
So I'm gonna go ahead and drop you guys in. Then I'm gonna describe before we even do the initiative, though. The initiative is gonna be like the first thing, but before we do that, I'm gonna describe to you the stuff that is like, in the map, but might not be obvious or whatever. Sort of point stuff out to you guys that you would see immediately and take in within the instant before combat begins. So, let me do it real quick. Can please thing work? Hold on. There it is. Okay. Yep. Basically, no rushing, no need to rush or anything. I will explain everything, and we will then make sure everything looks right, and then we'll get going. Okay. Let's see. Let me put the ring of power down as well. Can't forget about that.
What is that again?
The what?
What is that again?
Oh, that's the view bot, boy. Yeah. Nothing
Also,
beyond that.
important thing to note, Mage Lady still has Booming Blade activated on her.
I think she has 2 booming blades on. What did you booming blade her? Because I know I did.
I Booming Bladed her.
Yeah, so she has 2 booming blades on her.
All right, so so you guys can all see it, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So let me just again before we roll initiative, before we get started with the
there's
combat.
also the fact
The what?
if she moved anywhere, she would get attacked.
Yeah, that's also
By
true.
4 people.
Okay,
Depends
so
on where she moves.
so you guys so let's see.
All right, I'm on Kass. I forgot.
Yeah,
I was
you're on
wondering
top
why
of Kass.
my background was so bolded.
Yeah, I'm actually. So Kass is still prone underneath you. That's yeah. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you guys are teleported in, and again, this is all I'm just describing for you so that you guys understand what you're seeing right when you get teleported in. You find yourselves in what appears to be this like big sort of tomb area, and I say that because you can all see right off the bat there is over on this side, on the northern end of this map, there is what appears to be like a giant like sarcophagus or tomb or whatever. There is sort of like a little like low table, like marble, like altar sort of thing in front of that. I couldn't really find good stairs to represent this, but there's like stairs that lead up to this. It's sort of raised up a little bit. Not enough to make any like functional difference in combat, mostly just to look cool. That part is like sort of raised up, and that's what those like little stairs are going up to it. So it's sort of raised up. You can still see this altar, the sarcophagus. On the left side is another like little raised area, and I don't know how well you guys can see it. I think you all probably have a little bit of vision on it. There is a pile of like rubble here. And it looks like
I thought there were books.
Oh no, yeah, that's like rubble. So there was it looks like there used to be a tunnel leading that way. Like, well, the tunnel's still there. It looks like it's the entrance to the tunnel, but it's filled in with a bunch of rubble. On the other side, opposite of that, there is an intact tunnel. It looks a little like old. Everything in here looks a little old and worn. But yeah, that tunnel seems to be intact. Meanwhile, there are like the columns that you can see sort of obstructing your view. The lighting is acting kind of weird on them. I'm not sure what is up with that, but whatever. And beyond that, how many of you guys can see this?
I cannot.
I can see that there's like the outline of a bell shape.
Yep.
Is it a bowl?
So
Looks like an egg.
So
maybe?
so it is any of
Very
you who can
large
see it
egg.
at all would be able to see that this is like, it looks like sort of like a bell or something.
Okay.
A pretty big bell. Maybe not that, like, it looks more like a
Yeah.
like bell that you'd have to pull the rope on pretty hard.
Well, I only have one other bell, but I seem to have misplaced it. Let's see if I can find it.
And beyond that, I'm sure you guys can see for yourselves that there are 2 goblins, a hobgoblin, and another one of those hellhounds that is in a cage. The cage is closed.
That's good.
But like, again, you sort of all take this in instantly. The cage does look like it has like a mechanism to unlock it. That's like pretty much right there. Are you rating that?
Yeah.
Nice. Beyond that, the last thing I guess what I would say is that you guys see the circle that you're sort of in. I couldn't really find anything that fit with this super well and didn't want to spend the time to make it myself. But this is around the edge of this circle are inscribed runes, similar to the ones that you guys have seen in other places.
Where?
Just
I
around
found
the
my
edge of
bell.
the circle that you
Okay.
guys are inside of.
I found my bell.
So
Hell no. I was expecting it to be like a church bell.
Why would he have
Why
a
not?
church bell?
Yes. Why would I have a church bell in my room?
Why does he have 2
well, maybe
little
he
bells?
lives in a church.
That's a great question, actually.
All right. Well, I collect
Okay.
I collect things with owls on them. One of them is an owl bell. The other one is another bell that I got because I didn't want to get the owl bell off my shelf, which I ended up doing anyway. And
Like, I
the other one
understand-
is a little bell that is my sister's.
Oh
So
wow,
I
stealing your sister's
understand,
bells.
Yeah.
Wondering why he has bells.
I have another bell,
but
but
to
it's
jump
glass
to the
and it's
conclusion
broken.
that he has bells, that maybe perhaps he has a very large church bell.
You never know.
so anyway, so the thing is that
Unless, of course, you lived in a church.
let's see, other things that I don't have represented. There are like torches in here that are lighting it up, so lighting is not a worry in that sense. There
I
are
do
torches.
not live in a church, but I live in a building that was historically a brothel.
Oh, that's interesting, I guess.
Does it still smell?
In my room, yes.
Wow. Wow. So anyways, are there any questions you guys have about this environment that you find yourselves in before we roll initiative? Because
Nope.
I guess one thing I should say is that the hobgoblin and the goblins are very
About
aware
the
that you're
initiative
here.
thing, I just have one request regarding it. That wizard lady goes last because she just used her turn.
Okay.
Yeah, to teleport.
I could do that.
Or at least let us go through one
Or-
round of combat first.
I could. I'll
we
put.
were re-rolling, yeah.
Yeah, we were rerolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can. We
I
can.
don't think that would mean that she goes last then. If we're all just re-rolling.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll just reroll for everyone, including our new additions to the party. So anyway, so let's go ahead and roll initiative to get started here. As far as like what you guys hear immediately, you hear like these goblins like talking. They were talking when you guys arrived, and all of a sudden now they're like,
Son of a bitch!
oh rip. And now their attention is very obviously on you guys now, as you might expect. But let me turn my sister's volume off on her computer so that it doesn't. Wait, why isn't it working? Oh, I got a 23 on initiative. Come on, volume.
Remember the old days when Jack used to be at the bottom of the initiative?
Yeah. And I rolled second in the last time, and I guess third this time. At least in our party.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's a nice feeling, I gotta admit.
Hold on 1 second.
Why am I here? Oh, that's why I'm here.
Why am I here?
It's a very good question. Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, there we go. Da-da-dun. Da-da-dun. Come on. So long and thanks for all the fish. Hold on. I'm just rolling this stuff up. Okay. Come on. Cool. And last but not least. Ooh, wow. Okay, let me start. Let me get this all down. So there. Okay. Almost done. Or no. Okay. So we will. We are gonna go ahead and get started here. The first one in initiative, as you might expect, is Anna. So what is Anna gonna do? She looks around and sees this alien place. None of you guys have seen this place before, by the way, just to make sure in case there was any doubts. You know.
Oh, fuck. She is gonna try and stab the wizard that brought us all here.
Okay. Sounds good.
Probably gonna fail horribly.
Let's see how this goes.
Don't see that. It'll be a nat 20. Close.
It does hit.
Slightly better than an average roll.
Yep. All right, so you bring in.
Ooh.
Max
Oh.
Yeah. You bring in
Max.
your rapier. She's still holding like her hand up, sort of like she was when she used the stone. Of course, the stone is no longer in her hand, but she is still like, it looks like she's still recovering from that. She was already like looking kind of hurt and stuff. So you bring in your rapier and you sort of like slash in, or stab in real quick into her shoulder, and she cries out. She goes like, "Oh!" That sounds kind of weird. Oh, do you need me to turn the audio up a bit, Farquaad? I can do that. Yeah, actually, I didn't ask if the volume was good or not. But yeah, so then she sort of like slumps to the ground and is down for the count.
Thank God.
Let me go ahead and hold on. Let me put an
Oh.
X.
One down, a million to go.
All right, so she's down.
Now we got a goblin boy standing next to us that we brought with us.
Afterwards, I'm gonna move on top where she is.
Okay, standing on top of her. Yeah.
I'm going to hand Nox a healing potion and then turn around and look at the goblin.
Okay. Sounds good. Alright. Yep. Okay. That will next bring us to Kass. What is Kass gonna do?
Probably gonna ask Elwyn to get off me. Start.
Yeah.
I suppose you could just crawl out
Can
yourself.
you, yeah, you can crawl out from underneath. I
You
think.
can crawl, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Or you could just
Like,
wait till
you
you
could
can wait till
also
after her
ask
turn
and
and
crawl,
move
I
on your
guess.
next turn if you really
But
want to.
it's possible that she still doesn't get off if I crawl.
That is true. I mean, if you'll let me, I'll take a step to the side.
Yeah. No, I mean that
You could just become the party mount.
She can move out, or he can move out from underneath her. Yeah, definitely.
Assuming he already was.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You don't even have to move, Elwyn, at all. You can, sort of move your legs around enough for Kass to be able to crawl out. So what are you gonna do?
It's like we're stuck in a 5x5 box.
Yeah. So, so where are you gonna go then?
I mean, I guess while I'm here, I'm gonna take a stab at this boy.
Do you need me to move you out for you?
No, what?
Here, I can.
What?
So you wanted to move to the side, right?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't move out.
Well, you have
But
to move out if
you
you want
can't-
to
I
get
just
up.
wanted to stand up.
You can't sit in the
can't
same
stand
tile as
there,
somebody
you
else.
Yeah, you have to
Move
move out to stand up. Yeah.
Or you're just gonna end up going up Elwyn's skirt.
I mean, you're already
Um,
looking up it.
That's fine.
Yeah, the idea is that, that.
Okay, whatever. Doesn't actually matter, I guess. But
All right.
okay, do I hit?
Yeah, of course you do. So yeah,
Alright,
so you move in. All right. I'm assuming you're
Do
using
I hit?
two-handed as well.
Were you two-handing your spear?
I mean, I would assume so.
All right.
Then I don't think you need to punch the
Yeah,
goblin.
in that case, you don't need the. You don't.
I know
need-
how much HP goblins have.
Yeah.
Like 6.
It's
seven.
7. Yeah.
Yeah, you might want to
I
punch
said like.
one of
So-
the other goblins into a one-shot KO.
So
I imagine you still have enough movement.
So yeah, so you knock
All
him down with your
So we're
spear, and
gonna
he's dead.
Fly over here, I guess, and then fist this boy.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, that we'll use that roll. All right, so you fist him for
Ooh.
3 damage.
Low roll.
Very roll.
Of course, I don't think a
Very
max roll would
roll.
have killed him anyway.
All right, so you do that.
No. Would not have.
You.
Would've been 6, yeah.
All right, sounds good. Is that all you do?
I mean,
Is there
Yes.
anything else you can do?
No.
All right.
All right, sounds good. So Kass goes over and slaps this goblin with his backhand, but the goblin is still up. And that brings us to Nox.
Okay. Nox is gonna slam the healing potion.
Right? Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
That's a 2d4
Slam.
plus 2, right?
2d4 plus 4, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I think.
I thought
I thought that
it
was a great. I thought a greater healing was +4 and that was 4d4. But
I'll check real quick. But, no, it is 2d4 plus 2. You're
Okay.
right. I was thinking of
So
the other one. It's 40.
6 health.
Yeah. The other one was 44 plus 4. Yeah, you're right.
More than doubled your current health.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
you can get hit once now.
Yeah, right, maybe.
Yeah.
And then
Well, yeah, you
can
have
get
9
hit
HP
once
plus
with a
310.
middling roll.
and
Or not
then,
9. You have 7 HP plus.
All right.
plus 3, yeah. And then let's see.
That takes a normal action, right, to do that?
Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, just making sure.
She's gonna run to there. That's her turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. All right. It is the goblins' turns now. So the one, let's see. So, the goblins, the two alive goblins, look very like they're shocked that you guys are here, but they manage to, after these initial blows and stuff, they manage to scramble into action. So first off, the one that is up near Kass is it's gonna go like it sort of lets out a little screech of fear, like just like a sound of surprise as Kass comes flying over to punch him. But again, sort of immediately looking around, seeing what's going on, he will use his bonus action to disengage, and then he's gonna run to the bell. And it's gonna take his action because it's a pretty big bell. It takes 2 hands for him, being a little goblin, to sort of like pull the rope on the bell. But he rings the bell, and it rings out pretty loud. It goes ding ding.
Poetry, I have a
Ding.
question real quick. What is the cage the Hellhound is made out of?
It is
wait.
metal. It is metal.
The goblin ran away from our boy. Our boy gets an opportunity.
No,
He
it's
disengaged.
Bonus action disengage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that bullshit.
Yeah, so he bonus action disengaged, and then goes over and rings the bell. It's a pretty loud bell, and you guys immediately hear like yells from. Yeah, you guys hear yells from down that tunnel. Sounds like they're a good ways away, but you start to hear yelling. It's far away enough that you can't tell what language it's even in, but definitely multiple voices yelling.
Is there any kind of gate along this path?
Where?
Over here.
No, it's just, oh no, it doesn't go off screen. There's like it's just a tunnel there. I can extend it if we need to, but it's just like I mean, you can't really see into it too far, but it's like a 3 tile wide, pretty simple tunnel. Anyway, and that's where you hear, these sounds coming from. So that's what that goblin does. The other goblin looks at Nox, who is now right in front of him.
Very angrily looking at it.
Yeah, is a bit. He looks a bit intimidated, this goblin even, but he sort of like looks back at you after a second and swings at you with his short sword.
Okay.
And oh god, I didn't write down the ACs again. What's your AC?
17.
17. Okay, he does not hit. So yeah, he doesn't hit. He swings at you. It's a decently close thing, and it's only maybe half a foot away from hitting you, but you sort of dodge out of the way real quick, and he does not manage to hit you. And the other goblin is dead. Then it would have been the mage lady's turn, but she's also down. Let's see. Then it is the Hellhound's turn. So he, of course, he can't do anything because he's in his little cage here. Well, actually, is that true? Is that true? Let me look real quick. Yeah, he looks like now that there's people fighting and stuff, he was sort of like curled up sleeping or laying sleeping in there. Now that he sees people fighting, he is already up and he's like clawing at the bars and is like growling and stuff. Like he really wants to get out of here and get into the action. Alright, so then that will bring us to Elowin.
All right. First things first, I am going to cast Melik's Hellbox on the Hobgoblin.
Oh god.
So what?
Melik's Hellbox. Forgot about that. All right, so he has to do what's
There's
it like
the
an
wall of
intelligence?
Oh my god.
It's
You know,
like
we should just write a summary.
yeah,
A shorter summary.
we should do like that. Should be we'll make that into a spell, just like Tasha's hideous laughter. It'll be like Melik's hellbox or whatever.
Unfortunately, there's a very good chance that it makes the save, considering
Yeah, it's an
Goblins are
intelligence
stupid.
saving throw right now.
Let's see.
It
So
could be, yeah, we'll see.
intelligence.
it's probably gonna pass.
And what is
Probably.
your
13.
okay? Oh god, he crit succeeded, so he gets
Yeah, crit
smarter from it.
succeeded,
No, just kidding. No, but he does succeed with
Yeah,
flying.
Yeah,
cover.
direct
Yeah.
damage would have been a better bet in this case.
So, but yeah, so
But,
he
like, he's gotta kill a hobgoblin one day.
And I am going to
Oh,
stand
yeah.
here.
okay. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good to me. And is that all you do? No bonus actions or anything?
No, I'm not going to use any bonus actions because I can't.
All right. Yep. Sounds good.
And there goes my last second level spell.
Oh, rip.
Both of them were used for Phantasmal Force, and neither of them worked.
It's a
Gotta
risky
go for
spell.
those low
That
end
makes sense.
targets.
It's a risky
Makes sense.
spell.
I mean, I only have 2 second level spells.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to the Hobgoblin's turn. Unfortunately, he did roll better than Ulf's one.
He
Darn.
could have tied with it.
Shocker.
Well, actually, I don't.
I
he
rolled a
couldn't.
2. I just have a +3.
Well, so anyway, so the Hobgoblin is going to. He's going to actually have to move to get in front of the cage, which he's going to do. Whoops. He is going to move, which will provoke an attack of opportunity if you wish to take it.
I'm going to take it.
All right, yeah, swing your blade, fine soldier.
I'm not a soldier.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. You unfortunately do not hit him.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Unless you have advantage, but
I don't.
yeah. No,
I
so
mean, he's getting off a chair. That clearly should provide advantage.
If only it had hit and it had been booming blade, because then he would have had to explode to go any further.
Yeah. So he does manage to get out of harm's way, and he quickly actually swings his sword. It doesn't really matter how the mechanism works, but he swings his sword at like this rope that was holding the cage shut or something, and the cage door goes flying open. And the Hellhound doesn't do anything right away. It already had its
So
turn.
it's not its turn.
Yeah, exactly. But it is free now to move out into the room. And the Hobgoblin then turns back around to Elwyn and says, "Oh God, it won't snap in the right place."
And
says,
staggers in between tiles.
no, he let's
Yeah,
see.
he's a little bit woozy.
He will actually move more. Let's see, where would he move though? That's the question.
We caught him in the middle of having a drink.
Yeah, right.
Let me see here. He would move. He would probably just move back next to Edelman again. And he has his sword, his long sword out, and his shield also out, and looks ready to go. And he's giving you sort of this evil little smirk.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the armor he's wearing made of metal?
The Hobgoblin?
Yeah.
It is chainmail, so yes.
All right.
Like you can see it on him. He's not really covering it up. So, yeah, he has definitely like some sort of chain armor that
Alright.
will definitely shock him.
Yeah.
If that's what you're asking. Anyways, though, not yet though, because first it is Ulf's turn. Matt.
I was distracted. Right, so I move up to I'm pretty sure that's it within distance. Yeah, of course it is. Oh, come on. Okay.
Come on.
Come on. So I'm gonna attack Mr. Hobgoblin Boy.
Okay.
With Mortimer's longsword.
Yeah. Sounds
But
good.
I am also going to burn my last spell slot at the same time to do Divine Smite at the same time.
Yep.
If I hit. That would be a no, I do not hit.
You don't have to use Divine Smite unless you hit, so
Yeah.
you can spell slot.
Well, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
why I
I just
said
wanted to
un,
make
un,
Okay.
Yeah.
that's why I said unless I hit.
So
You're just on a
unfortunately,
fucking roll, man.
I know I'm on it now.
unfortunately,
We
you
should
got a
they should
second.
flip it. It should be
Right.
every time someone gets a nat 1, you crit.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
about
yeah.
we just fight one of those monsters that charms the party and makes the encounter difficult, and you only get charmed?
Yeah. All right. So
Nice.
no, unfortunately, you do not hit. You don't even come close. You're still a little off balance from the whole teleportation thing. Clearly.
I probably vomit on him.
Yeah. Exactly. Vomit.
Get
all
over there, try swinging, and I'm like, oh god, that didn't sit right.
Yeah. And
That's exactly what happens. So then he vomits on Elowin.
yeah. Yeah. Chain of vomit.
So it's a chain of vomit
Yeah. All right.
through
Well.
Kass.
And well, so that brings us to the top of initiative again. Anna.
All right.
Do it up, girl.
Well, I'm gonna go and close the cage again.
The mechanism isn't gonna like lock again. Just letting you know.
All right. Well, I take my cloak off and use that to tie it shut. Then
Do you want to use your action for that?
I'll use anything I have to do it.
Okay, yeah, I'll allow it. It'll be able to try to like bust out, I guess, but that'll be difficult with the cloak there. What is your cloak made out of, or whatever?
Steel wool.
I think I'm wearing, what is it? Old nobleman's clothes. So I don't know. Fine clothes is
Yeah,
what I'm wearing.
yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like
so
velvet
probably
or
fine
something.
cloak.
some form of strong metal.
It's some sort of no. Yeah, it's some sort of fabric. That's fine. No, I'll let you do that with your action because it'll take a couple seconds, you know. But yeah, certainly you can do that.
Then I'm going to go over here.
All right.
Actually, no, I can't move. I can move. Actually, yeah, I can move like here. All right, there we go.
Okay. All right, sounds good. That brings us to Kass. What are you gonna do, Kass?
Let's see. I guess we're gonna try to finish the job over here.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Yep.
Dope.
Two-handed, of course.
Yep. Aye. So sounds good. So you swing in with your spear, or stab in, and you manage to hit it right in its stomach, and sort of like lodge your spear in there pretty good. And it looks down at the spear and looks up at you in surprise, and then slumps to the ground dead.
Nice. And then I'll do like a little flying back flip over here, something like that. Drop my extra punch down. Probably doesn't hit.
Okay, hold on one second.
You're also still woozy from the teleport.
Hold on one second. Hello, Lemur. How you doing? I'm still trying to mark this guy's dead, but it's off my screen. There we go. I gotta move him first. All right, cool. Sounds good. So you try to fist the hobgoblin. Unfortunately, that does not hit. All right. All right, Nox. What are you gonna do?
Nox is going to attack the goblin in front of her
Yeah,
with her
seems
morning
pretty
star
reasonable.
using booming blade.
Oh, nice.
I feel like she hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Sneaking suspicion. I also
Oh.
feel like Booming Blade was unnecessary.
Well, it doesn't use anything.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
It was a
There's no
It
reason for
did.
me not
So,
to use it.
yeah.
In a
However.
couple levels, it'll actually do something.
So
Yeah.
you come in with your
It
morning
literally
star,
explodes.
and you smack this guy, this goblin, right in the skull. You smack him with enough force that you see his skull sort of cave in a little bit.
Nice.
There's a big dip in his skull now as he falls to the ground.
I imagine
completely
your
dead.
packed morning star is like the mace of Molag Bal.
I'll have to write a description of it.
Yeah.
And then she moves to here.
Okay, that sounds good. So that brings us now. Well, the goblins are all dead, so not their turn. However, I will say that at this point in time, you guys hear voices starting to get closer coming down the tunnel. It seems
Very surprising.
very surprising. Yeah.
Shocking developments.
Yeah, it sounds like they are. It sounds like you can hear goblins yelling, sort of in a war frenzied manner, like you've heard several times by now. So there's definitely goblins. Beyond that, you're not sure what else you might be up against. But for now, it will be the Hellhound's turn. So the Hellhound, it is not the smartest creature, but it's also not the dumbest creature. So it sees what Anna does to tie it back up, and it sees this, and what it does now is it sort of maneuvers itself around in its cage so that it can breathe fire on the cloak. But it's also going to position itself in a way where it is going to try to breathe fire at its enemies as well. So let's see. It's going to breathe fire at, actually at the Hobgoblin too. But it's
It did
going.
say it wasn't the smartest.
Yeah, it's going to breathe fire. I think I'm gonna rule. We'll see. So the
I'm very much behind a pillar.
That too.
That is true.
Like I actually can't see the wolf.
Yeah, that's fair. So we'll say that it's gonna hit these three.
Like whatever square you're dragging from, I can see that.
Yeah.
But like.
Yeah, I know. I got you.
Definitely not a wolf.
Yeah, so
That's
it's going
definitely a
to
metal
position
cage.
itself to breathe fire, sort of in this general direction, which will hit its master, or presumably its master, right in the back, as well as Elwyn and Ulf in the process. So it's going to go ahead and do this. So I need you guys to both roll me a dexterity saving throw, as is tradition.
Look at all these good rolls, guys.
Oh no! Hey, Ulf got.
You know it's bad.
Well,
Wait,
unless you roll minimum damage. It's not gonna.
Yeah, you might be right.
I'm still going down.
So
Either way.
okay, so let's
I'm gonna cast Absorb Elements.
okay,
Nice.
yeah, absorb elements. So that makes it so that it's
I take half damage.
yeah, you take half.
But I can also do an extra d6 of fire damage
Okay, yeah.
next turn.
So
Next turn,
let me
anyway.
real quick do the dex save for the Hobgoblin. Oh my god, the Hobgoblin got double crit succeeds because I do the advantage thing too that you guys do. Oh my god.
Nice.
But anyways,
You should send a screenshot. I want to see that.
I can't do that. No,
Give me your dice.
yeah. Let's see.
Hey, I rolled double twos.
Okay, so you're. Oh god,
Yeah,
what have I
it's
done?
true.
One second, I messed up.
It's just as likely as
I
2
moved the dude.
That is true.
So
1 in 20.
So you. Oh, what just happened? Ulf, you're gonna take enough damage to knock you down. You're gonna take 19 damage.
Oh my fucking
Is
god.
the full
what?
amount.
Mhm.
And so half of that is, of course, 9.
Oh, I thought that was the half amount.
So Elwyn, you're at 1 health.
Woo.
No, I'm actually, because I have temp HP, at
Oh, yeah.
3 more than that.
Nice. So you're at 4 health.
4.
Yeah.
That'll make the
And you'll
difference, I'm
be
sure.
you'll have
Welcome to
3
the party,
HP
bud.
next turn. Woo!
And so also the cloak that was used to secure the cage is now burning, and by next turn will be gone. But it doesn't get to move this turn. So let's see. So it can't move. That is its turn. Now it's gonna be down to Elowin. You just watched Ulf go down. You just got burned a bunch. You know, what are you gonna do?
Huh. Well, you see how there's this hobgoblin here?
There is a hobgoblin.
And you see how my sword is suddenly encased in flames?
Yeah, it is encased in flames.
Oh, well, he's gonna get booming bladed also.
Ooh.
So, I actually just ignore that because he doesn't take damage yet. Does a 21 hit him?
It does indeed.
Alright, so he takes 5 damage
Alright.
plus a d6 fire damage, so that's 9 damage. And then I am going to use my bonus action to re-engage Blade Song for another minute because it ran out. And then I am going to back up over here.
He is dead, by the way. Just so you don't
Okay.
need to do Blade Song if that was the reason you're doing that. He is totally
No, it's
dead.
just because I needed Blade Song active, because otherwise if anything tried to attack me, I would
Yeah.
only have like 14
Yeah.
AC.
No, he is definitely dead. He goes down pretty easily after just
So, for a short period of time, my sword was encased in fire and thunderousness.
yeah. Alright, yeah, so no, he goes down, he just crumples to the ground.
Alright, in that case, I'm going to back up a little bit further.
Yeah. Sounds good.
We can move another 30 feet.
Okay.
There we go.
Alright, so what does Ulf want to do then? Alright, Ulf got to roll his death save. He does, yeah.
Ulf wants to roll a nat 20 on his death save.
Hey, one
That's
success.
something.
I mean, it's not a crit. 1.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright, there you go. So you that's good. Cool. So Ulf does that. What does Anna do? This Hellhound is like the cloak that you used is burning away as you watch.
Oh. So that rubble to the left side completely blocks that side?
Yeah, it does appear so.
When you say appear so,
Like it's you can't see any like cracks or anything or any
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Well, its rubble should be full of cracks.
Well, yeah,
Also-
that's true. But...
Poetry. One important thing, I can see down this hallway, so
Yeah.
let me know if I see people coming.
Yeah, you do not yet. There's it's a little curvy. It's not super curvy. I will actually.
But I can see to like here.
Yeah, let me describe for so I guess Nox probably wouldn't be able to see this yet, but
No.
Elowin, you can see that the hallway. It looks like that the tunnel starts off, and the first like maybe
Yeah,
20 feet of it, once you get inside of it, looks like is actually like a interior of a castle or something. It looks like a normal tunnel or a hallway, I guess I would say rather. It looks like a hallway. However, after 20 or 30 feet, it actually pretty abruptly turns into looking like ragged stone, sort of. So like looking like it was a carved tunnel at that point instead of like lots of rocks around the edge there and stuff. And you can see this. And so because of that, the hallway part is pretty straight, but then it gets a little curvy after that, and you can't see where the
You
enemies
said
are.
what do the things around the circle look like?
The runes of
Oh, they're just runes, yeah.
just a justification for why they can teleport here.
Yeah, out of character, it's probably a teleportation circle.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I
This is
modified one.
Say.
Hooray, Ulf isn't dead.
What?
Okay, so Anna goes over and brings Ulf back from the
Hooray!
dead. So you're gonna have 6 health now. There
Yay. The enthusiasm.
you go. All right, cool.
I was getting to that, sir.
Now, for the love of God, get out of the fucking grouping.
Oh, I gotta survive another
also, let me
attack
just
from
say,
the
so
freaking werewolf here.
so there is
Werewolf, is it?
There is if you guys.
I
want
wish
me
it was a
to-
werewolf. I'd let it bite me.
If you guys want me to
Be a way out of the
describe,
situation.
I mean, I wouldn't let it bite me because I would die.
if you guys want me
But-
to describe
okay.
anything in particular, let me know. But yeah, like if you want to examine anything, of course you are still in combat. There is this, hellhound, but just let me know.
About how tall of a room is this?
Maybe probably like 40 feet in the middle at least.
How tall is that entrance to our right?
It's only about like maybe 10 feet.
Okay.
It's 15 feet wide, 10 feet tall. So Anna went. What does Kass want to do?
Wait, when's it my turn? I forgot.
After
I
Kass.
legitimately forgot.
After me.
Yeah.
After me. Alright, so we're just gonna go sit above this entrance here.
Okay, yeah,
Probably a solid 35 feet up.
yeah, no, I got you.
Prepare an
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Up.
I'm just, there is the hellhound still. Just reminding you.
I mean,
Exactly.
I've seen
That's
them
why you're
before.
getting as
I don't
far
feel
away
like
from
they
it as
can
you
fly. They can
No,
fly
yeah, no,
35 feet into the
That's
air,
really fair. That's
Which is-
fair.
which is a solid reason why I'm doing this.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna prepare an attack for anything that comes through the door.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. With your spear, I'm assuming, like dive down.
Yeah.
Dive bomb. All right, yeah. All right, so now it's your turn, Jack, with Nox.
Okay. Okay. Hellhound's still in the cage, huh?
Yeah, you can see the
Till
fabric.
its turn.
The
Right,
fabric
right.
is like disintegrating pretty quickly.
Just refabricate. Clearly.
Yeah, just cast mend on it.
Okay. Well, Nox moves.
Yeah.
Nox moves to here, and her morning star kind of dissipates into shadowy wisps, and then recoalesces into a heavy crossbow, and she loads that, and then
Ooh.
looks
does it-
around.
Do you have Mend Elohim?
That's my turn.
Yeah, but I'm just.
Do I have what?
I don't think you have Mend.
I
I
think
feel like that's not a.
Mending. Mending? Oh no.
Well, there's a difference
Feel like
between
that's not a
something
very-
being ripped or broken and something being burnt.
yeah.
Yes.
It
Well,
is
no, I
getting
mean-
like burnt to shreds or whatever.
could you
To
mend
ash.
the metals between the opening door
No,
and the cage?
It was
What?
never broken.
Yeah,
it
it
was-
was like
Mending
it was-
fixes something.
it was like
It
a
was tied
one.
with a
The
rope.
door isn't broken.
It was like a one-way mechanism that fired or whatever, Like
Oh,
they just
okay.
chopped a rope that was holding it open or holding it closed rather.
Yeah. So that's my turn.
Yeah.
Like if this encounter had
Sounds
happened
good.
next level, I think you can cast heat metal on random objects.
Oh,
so that'd
God.
been fun for it.
That'd be brutal. It's just like burning to death in its cage.
Unless it's fire immune.
Let's.
Although nothing would have been able to touch the cage to open in the first place.
Yeah. Let's see. So.
Well, I probably would have burnt the rope.
Nox.
I was holding it close.
Oh, so Nox loads the crossbow.
Yep.
Okay, that's right. Because that takes an action, right? Yeah.
Well,
Or whatever.
summoning the crossbow took an action.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Sounds good. So all right, so that actually does bring us down now to the Hellhound's turn. It is his turn again. Okay. So at this point the fabric is all burned away, and it sort of like just rams its head or its shoulders into the door, and the door goes flying open, breaking what was left of the fabric. It was pretty weakened at that point, and so it escapes, and will come over here. 1 sec. Let me turn it. And sort of position itself. It doesn't matter where it is. It'll position itself here, and it's going to breathe fire again on Ulf and Anna. Just the two of you. So, go ahead and make me your dexterity save.
Oh.
Oh, rip. No,
I
rip.
fucking touch this boy and I get his fucking disease.
Don't
Well,
touch Ulf
goodbye.
anymore.
Alright,
Probably
so
gonna get one-shotted.
you're both gonna take 21.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
perfect HP.
Did you have any temporary?
I'm not jack shit.
Oh,
No,
rip.
but no one has temporary HP anymore.
Alright.
No, wait,
those-
no, we keep it. It just doesn't get refreshed anymore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, so you guys
It's a
are,
constant-
No,
Concentration
I
spell,
want
it's
to do
gone.
it.
so
Oh, okay. It's
so you
gone.
guys are both oh, you want to do it. Okay, yeah. So you guys are both knocked down, unfortunately, and the hellhound it lets out a howl, sort of like a bloodthirsty, like
Oh, whoa.
wowie.
I am skinning this thing when we're done.
That's
That's
what you want to do.
aspirational.
Yeah. So, anyways, I should also mention that at this point, you guys can. I should have actually done this before the Hellhound thing, but it's okay. It doesn't matter too much. I'll remember next time. At this point, you hear the voices and whatever getting closer, and now around the sort of bend that you guys who are looking down that hallway, Elwyn and Nox, you guys can see it down that hallway. There is about 60 feet out down that hallway. Then there's the curve or whatever that is sort of hiding whatever is coming. But you start to see torches flickering, shadows being flickered on the wall there. So they're clearly just around that corner. So,
Okay.
So they're about 60 feet away, a little over 60 feet away, presumably. If you want, I can just extend the tunnel here if you want. Just add on to this map.
It's up to you.
Yep.
That would be up to you.
I mean, just extend to the point where we'd actually see.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I had forgotten to do that part of this map. Hold on. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can do that real quick. Meanwhile, though, so that's the Hellhound. Well, let's see. The Hellhound still has a little bit of movement left, actually. Let's see. Close that. Close that. Close that. Yeah, he went 15 feet. I'm gonna say that getting out of the cage probably took double. It was rough terrain or whatever. He had to bash against it, so he used 20 feet. We'll say. Okay. So he's 30 more. He's gonna run towards Nox. Stand ready to. No, you know what? I'm just gonna put him here. There he goes. He's standing ready to pounce on you. It looks like, or whatever hellhounds do. And hold on a second. I will now add on this. Okay. Ooh, did that change anything? No. Yeah, I'll just do this real quick so that you guys can actually see what we're looking at. Oh god, what have I done? Yeah. Okay. And let me do this. Yeah, I should have added this as part of it, but I didn't think I would need to. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna delete the... Oh no, I can't do that. Hold on one second, almost done. The next step in initiative though is going to be Eloin. So if you want to figure out what you're gonna do, please let me know.
Well, it is Boyo did what I was hoping he was gonna do, so I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna hit him with a booming blade.
Okay, sounds good.
So 21 to hit.
That definitely hits.
4 damage, and I move from like over here. It's 25, so I have 15 feet left. So I'm gonna run over here. He gets an attack of opportunity on me.
He will take it.
My AC is 18.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Let me make my roll. Yeah, he'll bite at you. He does not hit. He does not even get close. Okay. And did you say you used Booming Blade on him, right?
Yes.
No, he doesn't know that, of course. But yeah, all right, just so I know. All right, sounds good.
I mean, he knows that I made booming energy on my rapier, hit him with it, and now it's hovering around him.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so, all right, sounds good. So that's what you do. So that's Eloin's turn. You get did that work, by the way? Can you guys see down that tunnel?
Yes.
Yes.
It's orangey brown, but
It's
yes.
very brown.
Yeah.
But yes, I can see it.
Yeah, it's
dirt.
It's fine.
yeah.
It's more clayish than.
So it's Ulf. It's your turn to make another death save. Of course, reset, of course, but
Yeah, now it's refreshed.
yeah, your one success was refreshed. Hey,
Oh, so close.
almost.
I'm gonna get there one day.
Con is 10?
Death saves don't use your con.
I thought they did.
No.
No, they're
There
flat.
is
They're a flat
zero, too.
roll. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Isn't there like
I think there might be a
an
feat or
Unearthed
something.
Arcana
I think
feat
there's a
that lets
paladin
you-
aura that helps death saves, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Oh.
that's it. Yeah, and I think there might be like a ring or something
You're
you can
right.
get.
This whole time.
Why are
Oh my
we
God,
all
you all got
rolling 19s?
You're fucking taking all the good rolls, yeah.
Yeah, you're taking all the
Look.
good rolls. All right, so
It's alright.
Here,
Get
I'll
outta
join
here.
in too.
okay.
Nice.
So the
I got that one out. I got that one
well,
out.
luckily that's not your
Well, that was a
actual
hit dice.
If you keep
Oh,
taking
shit.
those, he might take that as your next roll.
Well, that was a hit.
Well, that was a hit dice.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
So the let's see. So that's Ulf's turn. Anna, it is your turn to make a death save.
Look, not my fault. You came and touched my taint.
Oh my god.
I definitely didn't touch that.
Oh,
See, I
no.
told you, you assholes.
Rip. Okay, well,
Used up all the good rolls.
I don't accept the blame.
And none
for
of
this.
you fuckers even know how to stabilize a person.
no.
I can try.
Yeah, you will be dead.
Look, sometimes you have to. God
Well-
helps those who help themselves, right?
Yeah, so get good.
So Kass, it is your turn.
Can I take this time to make this my rest for the evening?
No.
You can't
That's
rest
why
when you're
you're
unconscious.
Yeah, you can't rest when you're
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
to be
unconscious
stable
or
when you're
down. so
sleeping.
it's
You
not
have to be
when you're
stable
unconscious.
and
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, even if you get stabilized, if you're when you roll for how long you're unconscious, that doesn't count either. Actually,
Yeah.
which
I
is
know.
brutal. But
You don't even have 1 HP till you wake up, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would end up rolling a 4. Alright, so whose turn?
It's Kass. Perplex is looking.
yeah, it can't take that
Oh.
long. Two of us are fucking rolling death saves.
Oh god, you went inside the
He was
column.
thinking.
I did.
Oh, you are inside a
How'd
column.
you do that?
Yeah, you
You're
are in
supposed
a
to be
column.
able to do that. That's weird.
I'm guessing it's because they're not completely blocked off.
I'm terrified right now at Cass.
Okay, so what's Kass gonna do?
He is phased through a solid object. Troy?
I think he's thinking.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I'm stuck.
There you go.
I love it.
There you go. Where
Fucking
we
30
gonna
seconds
go?
of trying to drag him out.
Okay, so I'm just gonna fly above this thing,
Yeah,
knowing a little bit
land
about
on him. No.
animals and, nature and whatnot. I know dogs can't look up too well.
Yeah, that's true.
I think anyone who's seen a dog knows that. So
Yeah.
that's fair.
Like I said, knowing a little bit about
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
I mean, people are pretty good at looking up, but even we can't look up all that well.
I
Yeah.
mean, better than a dog, though.
That is true. Much better than a dog.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to hit it.
Unfortunately, you do not hit him. But you come in swinging with your spear, trying to stab him, and it like cowers to the ground a little bit and makes you miss.
Yeah, that was just spear fake actually.
No, the spear fate.
Wow, an actual spear fake.
So then you come slamming down with your fists on like its spine afterwards, and it goes like "Rawr!" Like yelps out, but of course it is not dead yet. It is
Once.
Alright.
hurt though.
Well, it's my turn.
Did you touch Elf too?
So,
I mean, it's possible.
That hand's been rolling once.
all right. So Nox, what are
It
you
has been
gonna
rolling
what
a
are you
lot
gonna
of
do
ones,
now?
yes.
Well, Nox is going to back up 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. Here to use
And-
Which
this
does
attack,
not
so he
provoke
can't.
attacks of
Yep, you
opportunity.
used it.
It's true. And she's going to shoot her crossbow at the hellhound.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's a 14 hit.
It does not, unfortunately.
All right. Well,
What is that range?
The 100 out of 400. You
100.
could have just abbreviated it 1 and 4.
Well, no.
Well, that's
it-
kind of lame. That's
no, it's 100 feet and 400
I
feet,
know.
but
Right.
I've never seen anything with that.
Oh, yeah, it is like
Because it's a crossbow.
Yeah,
Because
it's
no
a
one ever
crossbow.
uses crossbows.
Yes,
Crossbows
so,
are kind of
So-
100% fair.
it's a heavy
They're just
crossbow.
The only
Better-
crossbows you
better
see
than
are
bows.
throwaway hand crossbows they could use once and
Yeah.
never seen again.
So you
Anyway, yeah, that's my turn.
so yeah, so you shoot it, like whizzes right by its face, but it does not hit.
Okay.
Let's see. At this point, the enemies come into sight. So I will.
I don't think the enemies have ever been out of our sight.
New enemies come into sight. I have to go look real quick. Hold on. To see what comes around that corner. Exactly.
I'm looking.
It's a bear.
Okay. Hold on. That's right. That's right. Okay. Okay. So, coming around the corner. Hold on. Don't freak out. Don't freak
Okay,
out.
There's a goblin.
There's coming around the corner is
There's a goblin.
a lot of
There's
goblins.
a goblin. There's a goblin.
100 goblins.
There's a goblin. There's another goblin. And a goblin. And a goblin.
A
Oh,
very,
God.
a very tiny hobgoblin. No, there he is.
Hoblin.
It's coming around the
he's short.
corner. You see a bunch of goblins. You see a hobgoblin.
Gray
However,
goblins and hobgoblins.
however, you also see.
Hobgoblins.
Hold on. You also see. You also see some humans come around the corner. You see,
I don't
hate
like
that
humans.
fucking token.
yeah, I hate it too. But
It looks so stupid.
let me describe to you though. These humans. So,
God, that's
well,
terrible.
Who can see these? Everyone
I
that's
can.
up still, is right.
I can see them.
I just
can
moved
see
to
them.
see to
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
and see what was
Also,
happening.
let me make sure the stream can see them. Hold on. Gotta do some stream stuff every once in a while. The Ring of
Oh
Power.
god, it's the fucking follower from the arena quests in Oblivion.
Yeah.
That hair, I've recognized that anyway.
What?
It's Fabio.
That's funny. Hold on. All right. So coming around the corner are these things. These humans. So Kass, you can see these, right? These humans.
Mm-hmm.
They are dressed in similar attire to that which you would see the monks at your monastery back home dress in. Very clearly, it is the monastery uniforms or whatever. The style is a bit different and stuff, but sort of like the general layout is the same. And this is quite obvious to you. That these are either these are monks or that these were taken from monks. You know, you're not sure, but they are monk clothing. So that, however, that's not all. Coming around behind them is, I gotta find a token that fits now because I'm bad. Coming behind them is a cloaked figure. It's Melik. No, I'm just kidding. It's the same token. A cloaked figure, humanoid, roughly human-sized, looks like. They have their.
I'm just.
And as they come around the corner, you can tell, by the way, these goblins, they're almost like frothing at the mouth, like they're like chanting and stuff as they come around the corner. However, the hobgoblin seems to be barking out orders to keep them in check. So they aren't attacking yet. But as they get to this point, then they stop in place here. And the person that is cloaked, they call out to you all. And they say, I gotta get ready. gotta prepare. They say, stop fighting, and we will not harm you.
Promise to save our friends, and you have a deal.
And call down the Hellhound, please.
If you surrender to us peacefully, then we will
I draw
call.
my rapier.
Then we will call off the Hellhound and save your friends.
Nox holds up her hands and drops the crossbow.
All right. Does Kass do anything?
Currently, no.
Can they see Kass?
Immediately?
The cloaked figure cannot see me, no.
Okay, then no.
Because I didn't even know there was a cloaked figure.
All right, that's fine.
So
they seeing you guys do this, then the caster like nods. You can see the head move, even though you can't see the person's head yet. It's cloaked. You see them nod to the hobgoblin, who then whistles, and the hellhound will stop attacking. And this group of creatures begins to move forward, and at this point we can, that'll mark the end of combat. But they move in, and immediately they will. 2 goblins surround each of you that are up, and so you guys are. Oh god. You guys are sort of, you have goblins surround you that they're holding short swords to your throats or whatever. Not to your throats, but pointing them at you, watching you attentively. And the dude that is cloaked, he motions to both of the humans that are aside him, and they, without saying a word or anything, they move over to the 2 people that are downed, and they pour health potions down both of your guys' throats. And
So we get.
You can roll each 2d4 plus 2 to see how much you come back with.
What's going on?
Yeah, you got a health potion poured down your throat.
They revived you. I don't know but I did ask them to.
Alright, so bring yourself back with 8 and 8 as well. Nice. However, both of you guys do, come to, you wake up to see a goblin with a short sword pointing it right at your face.
Hi.
And the hobgoblin at this point whistles, and I'm not gonna put these on the map, but a couple more. You hear more voices coming down the tunnel, and after a second, you see like another hobgoblin with actually another hellhound on a leash, though, or not a leash, but like a chain or something, being restrained. The hobgoblin that's already in here goes to the hellhound that's here and sort of like holds him. Grabs him and sort of like gets him under control fully, and you guys are sort of rounded up into the middle of the room, surrounded by these enemies.
May I pick up my rapier and sheath it?
And the cloaked figure, who's a little closer now, and I'll describe in a second. He says, "No, we in fact are going to have to take your weapons."
Okay.
And so one of the goblins will go over and pick up your rapier. Kass, you're what are you doing during all this? I'm assuming you.
You know, I'm just floating in the air up here.
The caster, or they're not a caster. They look whatever they're called. Cloaked figure. That's it. They look up at you and say, "Please come down. I wouldn't want to have to hurt your friends anymore."
I come down about 2 inches.
"Please come down to the ground where we can take your weapons away and secure you."
I come down another 2 inches.
And so the cloaked figure holds up a hand and is like, and and a couple of the goblins like pull out bows and aim them at you. He doesn't motion anything. He just like sits there looking at you.
I come down to within 5 feet of the goblins.
And he says, "Your spear, please."
I don't give him my spear.
You realize you're not helping your case here very much, are you?
I'm not sure there was much of a case to begin with, really.
And so the rest of the group is sort of like, right now, I'll move you guys on the map, whatever, but just so you get an image of what's happening here. They've sort of like brought you guys to the center of the room. Kass is wherever. And there are goblins surrounding you. At this point, some more goblins are coming into the room, another like half a dozen or so.
What's Melik doing here?
That's the bad guy.
That's the road person in charge.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they come closer to you guys now, and they pull off their hood. Let me get to the part where I can describe.
And it's Melik.
It is.
The whole box is all of
not
us.
Melik. Let me tell you. I just gotta look real quick, and I'll tell you what they look like. I know I have a description of them somewhere. Hold on. Maybe I don't. No, I do. Okay. Yeah, so it's it is a human male that looks to be about in his 40s or something. He has blonde hair and a pretty, like, what would the word be? I guess a unmarked face. He doesn't have like hardly any scar or any scars that you guys can see on his face. And he looks very like clean, like very like he takes good care of his hygiene. He looks like a very like well-groomed individual. And his eyes though are dead serious. They don't have any like hint of emotion in them or anything. And the cloak he's wearing is like a full cloak, and he looks at the group, all of you who are sort of standing here with all these goblins surrounding you, and he says, "Is your bird friend here always like this?"
In Cockatrick, yes.
Hmm.
But, I mean, he's not being belligerent.
Yes. Well, thank you all for
And
complying.
Nox looks at Kass and, like, with her eyebrows is like, can you, like, cooperate?
at this point, I'm like midair, legs folded, meditating.
I'm meditating.
While just flapping your wings.
The
Mm-hmm.
so while
Don't
you're
worry,
doing
I've
that,
trained my body to only need a few flaps per second.
so
What the fuck did
So-
you just say?
so the guy, this dude, he like looks at you a little more, and then he like stares at you, just like kind of studying you, and then after a couple seconds, he like his eyes sort of perk up, and he's like, and he looks over to where the human monk dress dudes are, and he motions to them, and they come towards you, Kass, so that they're below you or next to you or whatever, and one of them says, please, would you cooperate?
As I said earlier, I am currently meditating.
I do not wish to have to hurt a fellow monk.
Spoilers.
It's not
Okay,
spoilers.
I guess I'll look at him and be like, a monk, you say?
As you look at him, you notice that his
I've never heard this word.
you notice that his his face seems pretty like flushed, or not flushed. What's the word? Drained, I guess. The opposite of flushed. Wait, is that the opposite? Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
His face seems kind of drained. It seems kind of dirty. He looks like disheveled or whatever. Like he doesn't look like he's in the right state of mind. His eyes look sort of like wild or something. You know, he's crazy eyes. But he's not moving like a crazy person. He's like sitting pretty still, but he's looking at you, and with these crazy eyes are like staring right at you. So when you look at him, you see this.
I ask him to tell me about his monastery.
He doesn't say anything, and the cloaked figure, after a couple of seconds, laughs and goes, "Huh, you'll learn all you need to learn in time, but first you must submit as your friends have." And as he says this, he like whistles down the hall, and you hear coming down the tunnel, you hear like chains jingling, sort of, and after a couple of seconds, you see some more humans similarly dressed come out, and they all are carrying manacles. And they start walking over to each of the people who has submitted, and they will manacle you guys if you allow them to.
With all due respect, I don't really do manacles.
Oh, Jesus.
And so
Stupid.
when you say that,
I'm
he
willing
comes
to cooperate.
when he comes over to you. He says,
It's still dead.
He says, "Elf, what are you doing here?"
Well, it's a long story.
Oh god.
Well, let's see. We were told. Well, I got a letter that my old professor.
I don't care about any of
interrupt
that.
and say, you will know everything you need to know.
He says, I don't care about that. I just want to know why you think you can come into our land and act like
I
you're
understood. Sure.
the one in control here. You're an intruder.
I'm not trying to act like I'm in control. I just don't want to be bound.
You have no choice in this matter.
To be perfectly fair, we didn't choose to come here. And Nox points
Well,
across.
most of us didn't.
Nox points across the room and says, "That woman over there actually made the choice for us."
He looks over and sees the woman that you're pointing to, and his eyes widen a little bit, and he walks over to her, bends down, and
Very true.
looks over her for a second, sort of yeah, like examining her, and then
Ooh la la.
Shut the fuck up.
and then hold on. He actually, so he bends over and he takes an amulet that was on her neck. Actually, he sort of like has to push like her hair out of the way or whatever. Pulls an amulet off her neck and places it in one of his pockets, and you guys all see this. But then he walks back over to you all and says, "Ah, yes. Well, she was not the wisest of our the people that serve us. Her service will be missed."
While the cloaked figure is distracted, I would like to just try to hide my spellbook in my robes.
You can try. There are goblins around you and stuff, and
Oh,
hobgoblins.
I know, but I don't put much stock in the intelligence of goblins.
All right. Well, make a sleight of hand check, I suppose.
We'll see how this goes.
7.
All right. So as you try to like slip this spellbook into your into like your robes, one of the goblins sees you and like sort of dashes and is like, "What's that? Give it to me."
It's a family recipe book. It means so much to me. I couldn't have you take it from me.
And by this point,
well, Elwyn's being a distraction in the robed guy's way. I'm going to try and hide a dagger.
okay, you can try to hide that.
Double distraction.
It's going to be bad.
Is
Okay.
it gonna be bad?
So you do
probably
it
not gonna
Bard,
work.
after all.
because of the distraction. Everyone's like looking at Eloin. This goblin is like has his one hand on the book and is trying to like tug it away from you, but he's not strong enough to. You
I'm gonna do the same.
with
You're
what?
gonna try to hide a dagger?
Yep.
What weapon are you gonna try to hide?
A dagger.
I mean, at this point,
What
I might
the
as well
fuck?
shove a sword up my butt.
You can't do
You
that.
might have been able to do it.
No, yeah. Tell me what exactly you want to.
I was gonna hide the dagger.
Okay, sounds good. So you hide a dagger, and he. So you guys managed to do this, but he, but the cloaked figure, whatever dude, comes back over here now and is like, and intervenes and is like, "Elf, I don't want to have to hurt you, but if you keep disobeying, we'll just have to knock you out and then take your stuff off of you while you're unconscious." And that goes for all of you.
I am going to look them straight in the eye and say, "You can pry this book off of me when I am cold and dead."
She really loves those recipes.
Like 100% doesn't help the case at all.
And it just kind of coughs. Anyway, here, and I pull up the bow off my back and start handing that to one of the goblins, and the quiver of arrows, just like, "Here you go. Here, have a rapier too."
Listen, one way or another, I'm getting anything dangerous
I'm
off
gonna
of
find
you.
you.
It's a book. What is it gonna do? Bite you?
I mean, it could.
I
actually.
know, I know what you are capable of. I know what you're all capable
No
of.
idea.
Don't you think I? How do you think I haven't heard of that little show you put on?
I mean, honestly, we were kind of hoping you would hear about it.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do need these manacles on you all. You won't be harmed. Yes, I can promise you that.
Fortunately, the only thing he knows I'm capable of is playing music.
Same.
And so they.
He knows I'm capable
That's all
of
he's heard.
juggling,
All he
casting
knows
Mage
I'm
Hand,
capable of is
casting magic
flying
missile.
around.
So
I am
And
just the
casting
drunk of the group,
pyrotechnics.
according to him.
so the
You have a beer.
the
Try to
new
sleep
like
with
the new like now that there's a little bit more, there's more human monk dudes here. They all have the manacles, and they are they move in to like put them on you guys. Do you submit?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, honestly, I didn't even attack anyone. I showed up, and then I was knocked to the ground. I don't know why I'm being arrested.
I'm not arresting you. This isn't
What's with the manacles then?
We're taking you
Feels
prisoner.
very much like an arrest.
They are law enforcement.
Also, you are being rather patronizing. What with calling me elf? I have a name.
Elf,
Oh god, shut up.
elf, orc, dwarf, halfling, anything that isn't human, I don't care about really.
Oh, so we can call you Cock then.
And he comes over and slaps you.
You sure you want to do that again?
He's like, "What will you do to me, Mr. Orc?"
Oh, you have no idea, boy.
And so the human comes up to you at this point, Ulf, and with the manacles out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you let them manacle you up?
I mean, I wasn't going to resist them manacling me.
All right. So
I
they.
mean, you just wanted to talk the big talk while
Yeah.
acting like a little bitch. Gotcha.
So they made it. So they manacle
I
you.
mean, this is a completely different person that's manacling me, so I'm not going to attack them.
Well, I mean,
That's true.
I'm talking shit to the
he's
head
definitely the
guy.
one in charge.
Well,
He's
yeah.
definitely
whatever.
the one who has ordered you to be manacled.
All right. So do
By
far as-
association, he kind of is the one manacling you.
So does Anna also submit? Just making sure.
Yeah, she just
Huh?
kind of pouts and holds out her wrists.
And what about what about Elwin then? Do you
Loosely.
Loosely.
you tell him that? He says, I can't really control that, but if you would really like, I can allow your book to remain in your robes.
I would appreciate it. And I extend my arms out.
All right. And he says, see what a little bit of compromising can do for you. And
All according to plan.
and then so your spell book is in your robes, and you're now manacled. So you guys are basically all handcuffed.
I mean, I
except-
do have a holster for it on my hip. If they just
So-
want to put it there.
So does well, so does Kass finally, like, all her friends are manacled, or his friends, sorry, are manacled now? Does he come down?
I'm still meditating, so if they want me to do anything, they have to speak directly to me. I'm in
He
my own headspace.
What exactly are they taking from Nox? Just real quick.
well, so yeah, I should say they also, like, so Anna sort of handed over her weapons. They will take off of you your, like, crossbow bolts and quiver of arrows, that stuff.
Okay. I assume they take the flail and shield as well.
Yeah.
Because it's been probably over a minute. The crossbow that I dropped, whoever saw it, it no longer exists.
Yeah, I figured as much. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, they leave, like, your
Do they leave like the loot and all that?
yeah, they leave the loot
Okay,
and
then Nox doesn't resist.
yeah, they just take anything that would be like a weapon or dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they do that for Ulf too.
So they just take my 2 swords.
Yep. Of course, you do have that dagger hidden. They do even, like, pat you down a little bit, but they don't find it for either Anna or Ulf. You had it well hidden.
Easy there, boys.
And so now Kass is the only one remaining, and the dude goes over to him, stands in front of Kass. Those human
Something
monks,
that's actually important. Do they take my wand?
they will take your wand if they find it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and so they come over to Kass, and he says, now listen, I don't want to have to use anger against you. I'm willing to work with you, but you have to come down and let me manacle you.
I will open my eyes, take a look at the manacles. What do I just see normal manacles?
They're like iron, cast iron manacles that, have a chain connecting them,
I will lift up my hands and say, not very fitting, don't you think?
What do you mean?
I ask him if he's retarded.
Are you retarded, boy?
He means, like, how are the manacles going to fit on his not human arms?
Oh, they go over the wrist. And you have like a wrist-like appendage sort of area.
It's definitely part of my wing, though.
Could just cut your feathers off.
No, like the wings are spanning out from below like your arm. They're not on your hand isn't connected to them. No.
Have you seen my character? We've agreed upon this.
Yeah, and we said that the hand is sort of extending out at the end of the wing or whatever. Almost, yeah.
I see. We're going back to this one.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what we agreed on.
To which one?
What?
Dick chicken over here.
Yeah.
Chicken. Oh, I see.
We did agree that I'm pretty sure. Even your other one that you have your token for. I'm pretty sure at the end of those wings is like hands. And
No, they're more like part of the wing.
I can't really see.
So like the wing kind of folds in as a hand.
No. The hand is like sort of extends out. I think that picture has them like covered by feathers, but they're still like beneath that. They are, they are still there.
Which is like,
they're separate.
Which is like the point.
I think it's just those are like long feathers, but no, there's a part where he can attach it.
Okay.
So
Whatever.
he'll put them around your wrist. It's definitely uncomfortable for you, yeah. More uncomfortable than for the others, I'm sure. I'm not going to debate that, but they make it work. And so they will...
I'm going to, while I'm still in the air, I guess, I will grab my quiver. I will empty the arrows onto whoever is near me.
All right. There's like a hapless goblin who gets arrows dumped on him.
Yeah. I drop the quiver on him.
He goes like, ow!
I drop the short bow on him.
At least you're not spitting.
I mean,
spit on him.
we were getting
Especially
there.
since his voice kind of sounded like Grizzle's for a second.
We were getting there.
Rip Gristles.
Is it a
I
rip?
reach into...
I think he's in a better position than us right now.
Yeah.
We're manacled in the enemy base. He's just manacled out in the middle of nowhere.
I take my
With a bunch of
backpack.
loot.
Not that much loot.
So,
I take my
Enough.
backpack, which contains 10 throwing knives, a scroll,
This is actually the
and I will
drop
drop
all your
that on
weapons
him.
5
as well.
minute
yeah.
Yeah.
unloading weapons.
Yeah.
scene.
Opens
sounds
trench
good.
coat, 50
And they,
straps, unstrapped later.
And they will put you in the manacles. And like I said, it is uncomfortable because it's sort of like it's almost like your wing where it meets your hand is sort of getting squished underneath it a little bit. So it is definitely uncomfortable with these manacles.
I'm going to
And then
snap
I float
my
to
feet.
the... I kind of flap slowly to the ground, and I'm just sitting cross-legged on the ground,
All right.
and I go back to meditating.
All right, sounds good. They manacle you up.
I snap my
I
fingers
will-
once.
Does anything happen? Like
Are
Not
they
that
just
they
gonna
can tell.
manacle me? Yeah,
the what?
they're just gonna manacle me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I'm just sat upon the ground,
yeah, for now.
handcuffed, meditating.
So he walks back around to the front of the group and says to you all, well then, now that you're compliant, we'll take you to where you'll be staying the next little while. I'm sure that you wish to know what's going to happen to you. I'm not the one who will be explaining that to you, though. Very well. Let us go. And so so you guys are sort of prodded along with swords. Kass, a couple of the monks and goblins are there around you, like pointing swords at you. And one of the goblins says, "Come on, bird."
I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to carry him.
And the dude that's in the cloak, he waves his hand when he hears that, and a hobgoblin comes over and grabs Kass by the neck, pulls Kass up to his feet as best he can.
He lifts me up like a statue.
All right, sounds good. It takes
I have not changed pose whatsoever.
Right?
I am still meditating.
Takes a little bit of effort, but he calls over a couple of the humans, and the humans, the monk humans, pick you up and start carrying you. All right, so you go down. So you guys are led down this tunnel. You're surrounded by goblins, and as you so the tunnel goes on a little ways, not too far. Again, maybe a couple 100 feet long in total. And at the end of the tunnel, when you guys come out, you are met with hold on one sec. You are met with an interesting sight. So you come out, and it is nighttime. It was nighttime, or early to mid-evening when you guys entered the place, and you haven't gone to sleep since then. So it makes sense, right? It is nighttime now, though. The moon is out. It's like a crescent moon, and the stars are out. So it's lit a little bit, and there are torches around. And what you see when you guys walk out of the sort of entrance into the tunnel, what you see around you is certainly interesting. To your right is what seems to be like a little, it looks like almost like a tavern in what it's shaped like. It's just a pretty wide and long sort of rectangular looking building. Has a decently tall roof, and 2 doors that you can see on the front of it. To your left, there appears to be like some large square structure, and you actually see that there's like a door leading into it, and this door has some stairs leading up to it. The sort of foundation of this structure is above the ground a bit. Beyond that, around you guys, all of this is enclosed by a pretty tall wall, a 20-foot tall stone wall that clearly you guys are on the inside of. Like you can see, this is a wall that is meant to be walked along. There is a tower to your guys' right. It seems that you're in what appears to be a square sort of like, what's it called? Square sort of inner grounds of whatever this is. And Kass, this pretty much instantly, you can tell that this type of architecture is similar to that of the monastery.
I have been meditating this whole time.
All right, so that's fine. But
however long it's been.
It's been like a minute or two. So,
what's that?
It's been a minute or two. But
okay.
yeah, so there is to the left. Like I said, there is this big
Definitely still meditating.
There's a square sort of building that seems to be. It has like one entrance that you guys can see on this side. That sort of faces that first building I described. It looked like sort of like a tavern or something. However, farther ahead, a couple 100 feet away, is what appears to be a giant bridge that connects 2 other buildings. Underneath the bridge, there's not water or anything. It's just ground, and the ground here is pretty rocky and rough. There's grass occasionally and stuff, and it's roughly flat. But beyond that, it's not like tile or anything. But up ahead, there is a bridge that is connecting what appears to be another sort of just unassuming building that is roughly rectangular, pretty tall. This one looks like it actually is more decorative in purpose. It has some sort of aesthetic to it. It kind of has it almost has like a steeple sort of that you might see on a chapel, although not really in the same manner. But it is sort of points up to the sky in a certain sense. And that is to the right and further ahead, and to the left and further ahead you see what appears to be the main central building in this compound, which is a large building, again square. You guys can only see 2 sides of it really in the corner there, but it looks to be at least 2 stories tall. You can't see inside it at all, but there are windows on it on the first and the second floor there. And it's all these buildings are made out of stone. They all look pretty sturdy, and it's about as much as you can see. So you guys are sort of ushered outside. You guys all take this in. You hear crickets and whatever. There are torches around burning. Up near that bridge I described before, there seem to be like a bunch of tents actually set up. And you see in a couple of these tents here, you see what appear to be some kobolds. There are only like 3 or 4 that you can see. They're like coming in and out of these tents and sort of like looking at you guys. They aren't moving in.
I am going to say hi in Draconic.
They're a good like 200 feet away right now.
I'm going to yell hi in Draconic.
They just stare at you and don't answer. But they are there in these like what it actually looks like there's a lot more tents than just they would need. But there are tents there. And so after a second, then you guys continue moving, and you're sort of poked and prodded over to the building that's closest, that sort of tavern-looking building. Like I said, there's 2 doors on the front side of it. You guys pass the first one, and so it's on your right. You're passing it, and you go up to the second one, and it's like a set of double doors. Pretty wide double doors, and they open the doors. Someone opens the doors, and you guys see inside, standing on the inside of the door are 2 more monk dudes. However, one of them is human, but the other one is also an Avriel, just like Kass. And just like, you guys had fought some Avriels before. It is an Avriel. This one is dressed in monk attire as well.
Since I can't check my backpack, looking at them, would they seem like they match either the brown or the black feather that I had? Or that I still have?
Let me check. No, they look, this one has sort of like golden feathers, over most of him, and white in some parts. So no, he has a mix of colors, but no, he doesn't seem to have those colors, brown or black. So those guys were standing inside the door, and they like turn and like greet the person who opened the door, who we'll say was just another monk, one of the monks that was with you already. And they lead you guys inside. What you see inside is a tunnel that is it's about like 50 feet long, but or not a tunnel. I say hallway. Tunnels for civilized people. No, there's a hallway, and it seems like on either, basically, let me describe this to you. It looks like normally this would be sort of maybe like an inn or something, right? Seems like this would be the hallway where you go into to get to the rooms that you're staying in. And there's
Can
4...
you remind me which building we were let into?
Yeah, this is one that looks like a tavern.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that one
They're gonna make us play.
That one had 2 doors on the front. You went in the second door, the further door.
Okay.
And this building is actually, you were able to take in that this building is close to one of the corners of the compound. And there is, in that corner, there's a watchtower. You didn't see anyone in the watchtower, but there was a torch lit on it. Anyways, so there, when these doors are open, you see there is a hallway that leads down, and there are 4 doors going off either side. Presumably, again, it looks like what you would see in a inn or like a tavern inn combo. It looks pretty nice. However, all the doors are missing, and in their stead are what appear to be bars. So bar doors, you know what I mean, like you would see in a rudimentary prison. So you can see through them, but it is barred and they're all closed. And beyond that, while this place looks like it would normally be a pretty nice little inn, right now it just looks awful. There's like, straw everywhere, and like what looks to be maybe like piss on the floor at one point. It smells in here, and you guys
Smells like that beer we were having when we all first met.
and you guys think that
never had.
you guys think that maybe you hear like some sobbing coming from one of these rooms, but before you can really take much in more than that, they start ushering you guys in, and look like they're going to be trying to put you guys in these cells, which is what they appear to be now. So, one sec, let me get to this spot. Okay. So they put you guys. So they start prodding you guys in, and stuff. And so the first door on the left, they open the door and they start to shove Ulf in. Not shoving extremely hard. I mean, after all, it's like goblins and humans trying to push an orc around. But they start pushing you in there, basically like motioning that you're supposed to be in this cell.
Okay.
So, and what you see in the cell when you go in is that you're not the only one in here. There is what appears to be a teenaged boy in this room. Human.
Kill him.
He is
Wow.
he is manacled, and his
I'm not lying.
manacles are sort of like attached above his head, so that his hands are like behind him against the wall, you know. And so they put you in. They push you in here, and one of the humans comes in behind you, and starts to put you on the opposite side of the room from this guy. It's a small room. It's about 15 by 15 feet. Well, so like it's like a not super small. It's a bedroom size basically. There's nothing in here now though. There's like a little bit of what is it called? Like wheat, you know, on the ground, like hay. That's the word. And well, that looks like it's a makeshift bed that this other kid was using. And there's a little bit there on the other side too for you to use. But you're sort of like pushed down, and they attach the manacles above your head on the wall.
Is this kid like hanging from the wall then? Because I'm pretty tall when it comes to if they're gonna try and put these things above my head.
It's at the point where where he is like kneeling on the ground, but his hands are above his head. He has a bit of leeway. Like there's a.
So when you said bed, you were.
Yeah. It's a hay bed, like on the ground, like makeshift.
More for like his knees, since I don't know how he'd sleep if his hands are above his head.
Yeah, exactly. It's more just like so he has something to sit on, I guess.
How? He's chained to the wall.
Yeah.
How is anyone sitting?
That's what I mean. Is like he has a little bit of slack or whatever, tiny bit to work with.
Well, aren't I gonna get enough slack to be able to lay on my bed?
Yeah. Actually, well, yeah. So actually, I guess the way that I'm
just be like a
thinking
chain
of it is that
attached to the wall.
his chain is attached to the wall already. And so then what they would do is they actually take you out of yours to put you in this one on the wall on the other side. Now, I guess that's what I was thinking of. I just didn't describe it right.
So they're taking off the shackles.
Yeah, they're gonna take them off and try to get you in the shackles on the wall.
Who's escorting me right now?
Don't do it.
So you're in this room with like a human and a few goblins, and also the rest of the whole group of enemies is out in the hallway immediately right there, which is like 15 feet away. Meanwhile, the rest of you guys are done the same, except with rooms further down. All on the left, except there's 4. The last one of you will be on the right. The order will be Anna is on the second room on the left. Kass is on the third room on the left. Elowen...
Just for clarification, they carry me in there. And
Yeah, they carry you in there. Elowen is on the fourth room on the left, and Nox is on the fourth room on the right. So at the very end of the hall on the right, though. So across from Elowen in Elowen's room. However, each of you are not alone in your rooms. There is someone else in each of your guys' rooms. Anna, in your room, when you are sort of shoved into the room and they start doing your monocles up against the wall, so they take you out of your current ones and put you on the wall. You see across from you against the other wall is Layna, the carpenter's daughter. And she, like, when she sees you, she perks up, but she doesn't say anything. But she, like, is looking around actively now. She was sort of, like, had her head down before.
And it just kind of waves as best she can in manacles.
I mean, hopefully she's not.
So are
too,
we chained to the wall right
excited.
Yeah, you're all doing. This is all happening simultaneously, which is why. So, but yeah, so they're all sort of like, each of you is escorted by like 4 or 5 of these enemy dudes, and being put against, put into new manacles that are attached to the wall already.
I'm going to refuse, and I'm just going to sit down against the wall with my current manacles.
They will try to force you. Well, actually, first, before we get to that, let me tell you who's in your room. But Kass, in your room, is, when you're brought into your room, you see across from you on the wall... Well, wait, do you still have... Are you still meditating?
Yes.
Alright, well then they will just manhandle you and put you in the manacles that are attached to the wall. And you keep your eyes closed. Sounds good. So you don't get to see who's in your room yet when you open your eyes.
I feel like I don't care too much.
Alright, that's fair. But you hear sort of like a woman going like, what? And that's about it. But Elwyn, in your room, is what appears to be like a middle-aged man. He's dressed almost like you would expect like a hunter or something to dress. And he sort of like looks up at you and is watching you as you are sort of refusing, which we'll get to in a second. And Nox, in your room, is what appears to be a middle-aged man in his 40s as well. This one, though, has blonde hair, and he has like a single scar on his cheek. Doesn't matter which cheek, really. And he actually looks pretty familiar. His features seem almost like the guy that was just leading you here, who is still like in the group of enemies out in the hall watching this. He looks pretty notably similar to him, I would say. Enough that for me to mention it. it's noticeable. So anyway, so first off, does Ulf comply?
I mean, yeah.
All right, sounds good. And Elwyn refuses, though. What do you say?
Jack's sigh of
I
relief.
am not allowing you to bind me to the wall.
Oh,
I am fine
was
with
that?
being bound. Just let me sit here.
And so the
And then I sit.
The dude in the cloak like comes up to the door there and says, "You will have to be shackled to the wall. I'm sorry.
No.
Do you want me to have to make you?"
I'm going to spit at him.
oh no.
You see a look of anger come over his eyes. He raises a hand at you.
So good.
I'm going to grab him by the face and cast Shocking Grass.
You're not right next to him. He's like 10 feet away from you at this point.
I'm going to lunge at him and cast Shocking Grasp on his face.
There are some people, like 2 goblins, in the way.
I am going to reach past them.
They are going to try to stop you, but you can try to
Goodbye.
Make me
Make a roll.
Like me, I guess it would be like an acrobatics check to see if you can get around them. And that will be
19.
contested by theirs. Oh. Hold on. Okay. You get around him. The goblins don't move to engage beyond this. Shocking Grasp him. Do it. Yeah, it hits him, yeah. Okay, yeah, so you
Max damage, dude.
That is max damage.
So you come in and you grab his
If
head.
only he was a goblin.
You grab his head.
Yeah, if he was a goblin, I would have killed him.
So you grab his head and start shocking him, and he clearly is affected by this. But he steps back, and then he does what he was starting to do. He reaches out his he holds up his hand, and you see crackling electricity come through his fingers and blast out of it, and you're gonna be hit with a lightning bolt.
All right.
So I'm gonna need you to make me a dex saving throw.
All right.
And if you're still alive after this, then I guess you can roll
Hold up.
initiative.
Lightning bolt?
Yeah.
So everything behind her also gets
The
blasted?
things that moved past.
Yeah. Those goblins are gonna get hit too.
Okay. Just making
Was
sure.
he intending to use this even before he got
I'm
shot?
gonna
That boy
say-
doesn't give a fuck.
I'm gonna say one of the goblins are gonna get hit. They weren't both.
It's a
Both.
5-foot wide line.
Yeah, one of them would get hit. Like it passes through. They weren't both like directly behind her though. So
Okay.
one of them definitely gets hit. Yeah.
How big are these fucking rooms?
Like 15 feet by 15 feet. So it hits the wall after that, but it's a stone wall. You'll live. Anyways, so you
Hopefully
have
the other prisoner isn't behind him.
no. So you have failed your save.
Shock 'em.
You're gonna take 30 damage from me.
30.
Oh god.
Yeah.
All right.
What's
Oh.
your health total?
You might
I'm
just
dead.
be dead, actually.
Like, are you down?
Like actually dead.
No, I actually dead. I had 4 health, so that's 26 damage. My max health is 20.
So you're just dead.
Yeah, she's dead.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye.
That's perma-dead.
All right. Well, Elowin is down on the ground, dead, and he looks at her.
You hear 2 zaps and a loud shriek.
Oh.
So
So
her
it's her
and the
dying.
goblin are perma-dead.
No, I zapped the actual boy, the robe boy.
Yeah,
Robe
yeah.
boy.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the goblin is definitely dead, by the way.
Yeah,
Well, both of
the
them.
one they're
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
It
died.
also insta-dead. A couple times
They,
over.
even if they had saved, they would have dead.
And hold on. Let's say
So anticlimactic.
and Elowin goes is sent to another realm.
You know, that's the first character that's died.
Yeah.
Legitimately died.
And he so Nox, you can see this by the way because you're in the one right there. This is happening like in the hallway in between the 2 cells here.
Here you go.
Where
You get
am
to have
I?
the emotional response. for
Like
all
you're
of us.
in the cell that was across from the cell that Elowin was being
Across the
put
hall?
in. Yeah. And the bars are, it's just bars in the way. So you're seeing this. Nox. You watch all this. The rest of the group hears this, but Nox sees this. And
Sorry, I didn't expect for this, so I don't have a reaction planned.
well, I mean, you're already. I think you're already shackled
didn't
on the
plan
wall
on
too.
this either.
So, but yeah. If you need to,
Well, there's
how
definitely
would-
going to be an RP response. Like, oh, hey,
yeah, exactly.
dead now.
So, but no, tell me. I mean, what would your reaction be?
I have no fucking idea. That's what I just told you.
The hell was that noise? I
And
yelled at.
he calls out and he says, "Your elf friend got a little too out of hand."
What's that mean?
You mean you murdered her?
What?
And he turns to face you, and his face shows no emotion. He looks at you, Nox,
How
through the bars,
surprising.
and he says, I murdered her because she attacked me and wouldn't cooperate.
Murder still murder, you jackhole.
Do you think I care?
Why even bother taking prisoners if you're just going to kill them?
Don't you understand? You are all going to die sooner or later.
I mean, yeah.
So-
Aren't we all?
Tell me, what's the deal with this man over here who's your twin? Do you just hate your brother, or are you a clone?
And the man who's there, he sort of had his head hanging a little bit. He wasn't like acknowledging anything that was going on, even when the lightning bolt went off. but he looks up at you, Nox, and he says, "It's not gonna help. Don't bother."
Was I talking to you? Shut the fuck up.
He puts his head back down, and the man outside he says, "I have nothing more to say to you. Also, you'll be spoken to when you all are ready."
Oh, so dramatic.
And he starts
Absolute coward.
He turns and he sort of like kicks Elwyn's body. Not with a super bunch of force, but almost just like a nonchalant little like tap, and then turns and starts to walk away. Elwyn's...
Okay. As he walks past, I am going to spit on him.
Okay. You spit on him. He stops and like turns to you. He just stares at you, and you see in his eyes like anger. Like he has almost like a spark in his eyes. But he
I would have went straight back to meditating.
Yeah, but he and then he just turns and keeps walking.
Okay.
And
I just wanted to get the ninja spit in real quick.
And he says, as he walks out the door, he yells and says, "Bring the elf's body. We may yet need her." And a couple goblins start to like drag Elwyn's dead body out down this hallway, passing each of the other cells. So all of you, besides Kass, I guess, would see Elwyn's dead body getting dragged out of this hall here. And then most of the enemies that were in here follow. A few, actually, one goblin actually stays behind in front of each of the cells, and as far as you can see. Other than that, you hear talking from the direction after the doors close to the outside. You hear talking at the entrance to the place from the inside. It sounds possibly those two monks you had seen before, or someone else there that was guarding the inside. But the rest of the talking starts to fade away.
I'm gonna start trying to call for Dormish's help.
Okay.
Domrish.
So how are you gonna do this? Like,
just
Praying.
I guess.
sounds good. So you start praying, and we'll get to that in a second. So, before we go any further, this is a good time for a break. But before that, again, so just to remind you guys. So Ulf, you're in across from you in the room on the ground, sort of, is a like what appears to be like a teenaged human boy.
Mm-hmm.
In Anna's room is Layna, who you've already met. Kass would have seen the woman in your room now when you briefly...
I guess for a split second
Yeah.
before I spit on the dude. Yeah.
And you would have seen that it is a halfling woman, a middle-aged halfling woman. And again, Elwyn
Gross.
was with a middle-aged human. And Nox...
How do you spell the name of the
So
girl I'm with again?
I just
Layna,
want to tell you my
L-E-N-A.
justification for getting Elwyn killed.
The what?
I just want to explain myself.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to take a break in a
So-
second, so you can just do that right now before we take a break.
So, with her being shackled to the wall, she wouldn't be able to read.
Oh my god.
God damn it!
So she's an actual idiot. Jeez.
Correct.
Oh my.
Maybe I should have made wisdom or dumpster.
We're going to take a break here though. And we'll see what happens when we come back. Let me mute this stream and go to the overlay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Drager's